Can I tell you a very silly story that I'm still ashamed about? It's regarding pranks and police. So, in middle school, I used to be pretty good in English. Not as good as now, but I was still good enough with it that my classmates asked me for help to study together. So, there was this time specifically where they asked me if I could go at this girl's house to just do homeworks with them and show them a little bit of stuff for the English homeworks. This girl happened to be kind of rich, so she basically lived in a castle. I'm not joking, she lived in an actual castle. And so after school, we all went together over there and we started doing our homework. The afternoon went by like that. In the evening, I was supposed to go with my boyfriend. We were supposed to go out together. So the time when I had to go to take the bus to meet up with my guy came around, and I told this guy and the girl that we were at the house to, I am like, hey, I have to go, it's kind of late. And they were like very pushy, like, no, you should stay here, let's continue. But even if I stayed a little bit more, they basically at some point were not even doing homework anymore. They were playing video games. The problem is that I couldn't have just said, you know what, I'm leaving, bye, because we were in this fucking castle and the entrance was so complicated to open. It needed a key even from the inside to go out. So I told to my lady girlfriend, like, hey, can you like come and open this fucking gate because I need to go? And she was like, yeah, like in a bit, we're playing as soon as we finish this match. In the meanwhile, my guy was calling me. And since we were on this fucking castle in the area, there was not like a very good phone line. He called me and he could barely hear me. And I was like, I'm sorry, we're still not done with the homework. I'll see you in a bit. And this went on for a while, like 1 hour, 2 hours. And the guy started getting worried, you know? He's like, what do you mean you're still doing homework? It's like 7 p.m. We were supposed to meet 2 hours ago. And I kept on telling the girl, like, hey, can you let me out? I have to go. And she was like, oh, we need to finish the match. And it became so complicated. The guy that I was meeting with got so worried because at some point he didn't manage to call me anymore because the phone line was so bad that my phone was just not picking up calls anymore. He fucking called my parents. He told my parents, like, I'm trying to meet up with your daughter, but I cannot call her. And she's telling me that they're not opening the door for her. And I think she got kidnapped. I wanted to call my parents to tell them, like, yo, stop. I didn't get kidnapped. They're just being stupid. But I didn't manage to call them because the phone line just didn't work. My dad was going to work. Instead of going to work, he rushed with the car and they found the police and they came all together at the castle. Dude, I was so ashamed because when I was a kid, I was always worried to explain myself because I was always worried people were not gonna believe me. So when we were out, because finally my fucking quote-unquote friend that had the key, she realized that there was a police outside. She finally let me out. We all went out and there was the police there and my parents were so mad and they were like, what's going on? You guys could have gotten out. And there was the police. I was so nervous and ashamed. I didn't say that it was my friend because I was afraid that they were gonna arrest her. I don't know. I didn't say that it was her that just kept me in there and didn't let me out. I just said, oh, it was a joke. And my parents got so mad. My dad was fucking screaming. I was grounded for months because of this. And it was not even my fault. And I'm so sad that it made my dad so worried. And since from there, honestly, I have stopped always helping people when they ask me because I used to. But I was like, damn, I went to the house of these people. I spent the whole afternoon trying to help them with their English homework. And instead of like, I don't know, being thankful, they just have me have this experience with the police and with my parents. Needless to say, I never, ever went to do homeworks with anyone after anymore. Especially never went to that house anymore. I have also not ever fully explained what happened to my dad. Maybe one day I will. I am 1,000,000% sure that he remembers about this whole thing. I feel like this also happened because I was not able to like stand by my decision and my point. Like if I tell you I'm going out and you tell me no way, I should have been like, No, you know what? You let me out right now. Instead, I was like very afraid of confrontation. So if she told me like, oh no, wait a little bit, I'll be like, oh, okay, maybe a little bit. And I'm so sorry for the boyfriend that I had at the time. He waited like 3 hours in the streets trying to understand what the was going on. He was even so sad right after because before we all went home and I was grounded, he managed to reach us for like 3 seconds and he was crying. He was like, I'm sorry, I called the police. I thought you were kidnapped. Yeah, you know, even if we were kids, it was still like the right thing to do. Like in a case like this, if you don't know if something is real or not, I guess like warning the adults is still like the better choice. I would have pulled the plug on our PC. I could have done so many things. It's just that I was worried to upset them. Did she at least give you some pizza as an apology? No, they didn't even understand what the they did because they ran away as soon as the police came and I started talking to my parents. They ran away. I think they didn't understand the seriousness of the situation. It just made me really sad back then because I had never seen my dad so upset. He was like crying and mad and screaming and like, you know, I feel like I'd prefer to see someone that I care about angry than scared.